think we're ready. Okay. I think we're ready. Happy full moon. Happy full moon. It's like breath. Take a breath, right? There is. Let me make sure I do that. Okay. Okay. So, sorry, I just hugged my kitten, so I have cat hair all over my face. This is a heavy. It's not heavy, but this I feel like is an intense full moon. Here in Central Florida, we had the 6th anniversary of the Pulse Massacre yesterday. Hard to believe it's been 6 years. It's always a very somber day. Interesting that it fell on the full moon this year. Full moon is today, so if you're feeling a little extra tired, or if you're feeling a little stuff, because we are still in the Saturn retrograde, and the Saturn retrograde is about alignment, coming full circle, bringing your work life into alignment, bringing your intentions in alignment with your actions. So I'm hearing from a lot of people that things are coming around to like a full circle. They're like, I ended up back here. I'm dating somebody who lives in the same area that, of the last person I dated. I have a job back at the same company that I was at before, but in a different capacity. Things like that. Hi, Ireland, wow, how exciting. So having these full circle events is happening is a big part of the Saturn retrograde. Because remember, we talk about, let me grab my slinky, we talk about how, and we come back around to the same places time after time after time, but we're coming up that ladder, right? So that we are, back where you lived 10 years ago. I'm from Naples, and I have my rainbow slinky because it's Pride Month. It's always rainbow, but anyway. So we're seeing that. We're seeing a lot of that happen. I'm finding it in my own life, and I see this in the people I talk to. I see it in all the things that are going on, that there are. Oh, from the heat of Las Vegas, bless your heart. My husband is out in Kansas right now, and he said it's 103, so, and Midwest Illinois, yeah. Okay, so, oh my goodness, so many people, so all over the world today. This is so exciting. So, we are seeing this with the full moon. And so what I want to say, or what I'm being asked to say, is if you are feeling like you can't quite catch your breath right now, like everything feels a little overwhelming, or you feel like you're being pushed out of your comfort zone right now, you are. And it's okay, because this is so much about alignment and retrograde. We talk a lot about Mercury retrograde, but all the planets can retrograde. It's just that we know so much more about Mercury because it happens 3 or 4 times a year. Saturn is more unusual. It happens every few years, and because its orbit is bigger, and so it just takes longer to catch back up to us, and to be able to have that shift. And so when we are being pushed, when we're being shoved out of our comfort zone, it feels very it feels very uncomfortable. But what I want you to really feel into, and what I'm being asked to share, is about keeping your feet on the ground, because Saturn is big. Saturn is a big planet, and it has heavy energy. And Saturn is all about that base chakra, because it's about your work. It's about how you see yourself, define yourself in your work life, and it's about being able to, how you show up in the world from a professional or occupational standpoint. And so what is it that you're doing? And a lot of people are being pulled back into industries or jobs or things where they either were before, or they're being guided to something that's more in alignment with what they've asked the universe to help them create or manifest. And so when you have this time where you're saying, like, I want a job where I can have X, Y, and Z, we look for the jobs. If you're on the job boards and you're looking for a job, you're looking for something that looks familiar. And so I tell people all the time, look outside the box. Look for something that feels right, but maybe doesn't look right in the words. You know, do you have those skills? Great. Is it a totally different field? Great. As long as you're not required to do something that's going to be objectionable or physically harmful to you, try. So we see so many people with this whole Great Resignation. So many people are changing jobs, they're changing how they're showing up in the world, and so much of this is Saturn is trying to get you into this alignment of, I want this in my life, but my job prohibits that. So here's a job that, you know, doesn't look like what you thought, but it would give you the things that you've asked the universe for. So, and if you're in your job and you're grounded and you're settled and you're not looking for a job, then don't worry about it. But hear what I'm talking about how the universe is showing up for us and using Saturn retrograde, and how these energies are amplified as we are here now in the full moon window, because full moon is today. I mean, it's on it, right? And we know we've got this 48 hours before and 48 hours after, right? Because energy is not like a light switch. It doesn't just turn on and turn off. So we're in the heat of it, the height of it right now, really the heat of it with what's going on. It's hot in our country, but we're in the height. We're in the height of that energy. So if you're feeling like, oh my God, I feel like it's like things are changing and things feel very unsettled, check your feet. And I don't mean literally like, but feel into your feet. Do you feel grounded? Are you safe? Are you secure? So I will give an example for me. I haven't really talked about it much, but I've been invited to participate in an upcoming book, and so I'm excited to be able to share all that information with you when the book is published. And then with that came this and this and this and this, which I'll be gladly, excited to share about with you later when it becomes more applicable. But it felt like things were just coming at me from all directions. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is very overwhelming. Oh, there's a lot of change, it's a lot of shifting, it's a lot of, I don't know. But at the same time, everything that was embedded in that was everything that I had been asking the universe to help me to create. And so we can't look at, and say to the universe, help me create the thing, and then go, no, I don't want the thing, right? Because then the universe goes, oh, well, forget it. So, every story of faith has the joke about, the guy that was drowning and God sent a boat, and he says, no, God will save me, and a boat comes along and he says, no, I won't get in the boat, God will save me. And then a helicopter comes, he says, no, I won't get a helicopter, God will save me. And the guy, of course, drowns, and he gets to heaven and he looks at God and, why didn't you save me? And God's like, hello, I sent you a boat, I sent you a helicopter, what else do you want? So we know the universe is working to send us these things. And we talk a lot about trusting the universe. We talk a lot about when it shows up, try like crazy to say yes. Because our instinct is to be like, ooh, no, that's scary, that's change, I don't want that, because it feels unsteady. And so when we get into that place, because our human instinct is to be like, ooh, no, right? Feel into your feet, feel into your grounded energy. Does it feel right? Even though it's new, it's different, it's out of your comfort zone, you're being expanded, because you're being expanded. Because when I feel into my feet, I'm like, my ego, my fear, my self-consciousness, my humanness is like, ah! But the part of me that's my soul, that's in my feet, I'm like, yeah, it feels like, ah, but I'm still supposed to do it. I still know this is right. It's like jumping into the deep end of the pool, or jumping into water that is freezing, or jumping off, like a high cliff. Like if you've ever been to another, like where Costa Rica, you can jump off and it's safe and all of that. It's scary. Or roller coasters. It's scary, but it's exhilarating and it's good, and it's in alignment with what you have asked for. And so we can be in both places. And so Saturn reminds us that we're going to bring you back into alignment. because you've asked the universe for this help. We're giving you this help. We're bringing you to this new place. We're going to blend this, because even though it feels new and different and scary and maybe a little out of the comfort zone, you're still grounded in what's solid that you have built beneath your feet to bring you to this point. Because the universe doesn't do that, doesn't shake the timbers if we're not ready, right? Or let me rephrase that. The universe won't shake the timbers if we're never 100% ready. So I want to correct how I said that. We're never 100% ready. But the universe will not shake the timbers before we're capable. Okay? We will grow. Okay, before we have that foundation, the universe is like, yeah, you're not ready. You've got to learn these other lessons. You've got to go through this other stuff. I actually had this conversation with a client the other day. She's like, why isn't this happening? I said, because you're not ready. You need to deal with all these other things and learn these other lessons and heal these other aspects, and then you open the floodgates and all of this will flow. And so where we are, the universe is like tap, 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 tap in a foot, right? Now I know the universe doesn't have feet, but the universe is like, okay, hello. And so when we get to this place where we're like, all right, I'm ready, I'm capable, I have cleared all the stuff, I've done the work, and now the universe is like, great, let's go. And so we have this thing that could feel a little like, I'm being stretched. But at the same time, in our guts, when we stop to think about it, we stop to feel in it, we're like, okay, yeah, I know I'm supposed to do that. You know, it may not be the most comfortable thing in the world, but we know when we're supposed to jump off that diving board that it's going to be for our greater good. We're going to be okay. We're not going to be like, I jumped out in front of a car, I jumped off a diving board. It's okay. And so we lean into that. And so the other thing that happens when Saturn is in retrograde and it's trying to, and it comes into a full moon and is trying to help align your work-life balance and your work-life intentions, is we get money balance. And so if there's stuff going on with you, the natural craziness of moving feels amplified. Who's going to ask about that today? Well, see, Janie, well, ask and receive. Here we are. Hi, Dumo. We haven't seen you in so long. So when you have, hi, all the Instagram people. When you have Saturn in retrograde and you come into the full moon at the same time, now you've got money shifts. And so if there's weird things that are going on with you about money, lean in, trust the universe, just allow. Because sometimes like an unexpected something's going to happen and you're like, oh. But at the other side of it, there's going to be like, oh, well, if I do this, then I never have to do that again. Or if I do this, it solves 3 other problems. So trust into that. Also, it's a great time to expect, to not be surprised if unexpected money comes up, or like I said, unexpected opportunities, because this is the time where Saturn is trying to shuffle the deck, but Saturn is trying to bring you into alignment with your work life and your work balance. And so it is amplified right now because, woo, we are in the full moon, and it's a heavy one because of Saturn retrograde. So if you're feeling, now we know that the energy comes up to the full moon and then comes down to the new moon. So but even still, when the energy is up, it feels like lots of things are moving, but we can also feel very tired. Okay, and we see that too with the new moon. Lots of people will report feeling tired because the energy is low. But on the full moon, one of our safety mechanisms is like, oh, this is too much vibration. I need to like shut down away from it. And so we'll actually, the body can respond in being tired because there's just too much that's moving and shaking. So try to hang in there. We've got 48 hours, probably like 58 hours to go. And just know that when we're in this place of retrograde, we know that it is so much about our benefit and bringing us to a new level, right? Because we go around, right? We're here and we're like, all right, well, I'm coming around this corner again, and we're coming back up to a higher level, right? We learned this lesson, but now it's time to learn it from a different perspective. Now we can take advantage of what we learned and applied it to a similar situation that's going to be more beneficial to us. So the more that we can see those situations and say, yeah, I've learned this lesson, and now I can see this isn't the same thing. Because people always say to me, but I've been here before, I've done that already, I did that already. I'm like, well, did you learn the lesson, the whole thing that you were supposed to learn, so that when you get up here you can recognize this is the similar situation and how can I handle it differently based on what I have learned. Okay, so we're always going in this circle, we're always going in this spiral. So when people are always saying, but I learned that already, look at it from another angle. There's more to the story, because as we, you know, the saying, new level, new devil, right? We come up to the next place, there's going to be some other thing that's going to trip us up, but we're supposed to take the things that we learned from the previous situations that were similar and apply that, so we get up here, and this is no longer a crisis situation. This is now a speed bump. Okay, this is now a speed bump. And this is one of the things that retrograde does for us, is it reminds us, it brings us back to that same place. So again, if you feel like you've been here before, you probably have, but look at it from another perspective, like, okay, my gut reaction would be like, or whatever, okay? And so if you were like, would lose your temper or freak out or just get really sad or whatever your normal, and I don't like to use that word, but let's say previous or prior reactions would be, allow that you have learned more, and take the breath, right? We start with our conscious breath, right? If you join me on Thursday nights, you hear me every Thursday talking about our conscious breath, right? We put our tongue on the roof of the mouth. We breathe in as deeply as we can. Hold it. And exhale through the mouth. Release the tongue. Let the breath fall out of the body. Bring the belly back to the spine and push the air out. And hold. Tongue on the roof of the mouth. Breathing in. Try when you're breathing in not to breathe in your shoulders. Breathing in. Hold. And let the air fall out of your mouth. Release your tongue. Bring your belly back to your spine. Push the air out. We'll do it one more time, because 3 times seems to be the charm. Tongue on the roof of the mouth. One more time. Breathe in. And hold, release. Let the air fall out of your body. Press it out. Okay, take one breath. Okay. Do you feel better? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel a little less stressed out, a little less compressed? Because we feel this energy when things are moving and pushing us. We're being pushed like into a corral. Go this way, go this way. And it can feel like we're being pushed. And so we take these conscious breaths and we say, okay, whew, I just needed to breathe for a second. And I don't know about you, but it's, I don't know about you, but it feels a little lightheaded for a second, and to be able to feel like I can think more clearly. And so when we get into this place, just take a couple of conscious breaths. Take those breaths, breathe in, hold it, breathe out, push it out, empty. Just breathe, because it is one of the best ways to combat that. Oh, no, looks like we got... Oh, look, we've got a spammer. I love it. Okay, bye. We're gonna ban. Okay, bye, ban. I love you. You can almost see him coming now, right? Ban. Latana sa. Goodbye. Oh, you got 2 comments in there. Ah, goodbye. Bye-bye. So... It's nice to not have this problem on Instagram. So it's so funny. I can almost, you can see them coming because they start liking all your comments and like, oh, look, a spammer. Okay, so here's the other thing in retrograde, whether it's Saturn, Mercury, anybody's retrograde, because all the planets can. Because the thing is that all the planets have a different orbit, and so at some point, you know, we're going to look like we're going to the front and that we're passing. Retrograde is kind of like when you pass another car on the highway, right? So we're all going in the same direction, but because you're passing that car, the other car looks like it's going backwards, okay? So it's going forward, but you're passing, so it looks like it's passing backwards from you. And that's retrograde. And so any retrograde, and especially right now with the heat of the summer, please... Water. If you need to put in like some hydration drops or flavor or whatever it is to keep yourself hydrated. Coffee and soda are not hydration. Those are drinks. They're not hydration. Your body needs water. Okay, so allow, because when you're dehydrated, the energy will affect you more. The energy feels heavier. You are tired. If you find yourself yawning a lot, that is often a sign of dehydration as well. So allow yourself to just soak in the water. And as much as I love a bath, so good for clearing and detoxing, especially in a retrograde or full moon. it's not the same as putting hydration inside your body. Okay, so whatever it is that you need to do to be able to put water into your body, that becomes really important in any kind of high energy situation, because your body is trying to like figure out where's all this bombarding energy coming from. So the thing that I want to say is, I mean, there was many things that they gave to say today, is to be able to, Belinda, we're going to do individual messages at the end, so hang in there with me. Hi, Michelle. When you are in the intense energy of the full moon, don't make any big decisions. Don't make those job changes yet. If you get an offer or you put in applications, fantastic. You get an offer, ask them if you can wait a day. Okay? Ask them if you can wait 24 hours, 48 if you can, so we can get past this full moon. But sit in it. Just sit with it and see how it feels. Okay? Sit in it and see how it feels. Last night I had a dream that my cat, who is a great hunter, and at some point she found several nests of baby snakes. And so for a little while she was bringing in snakes all the time. I don't like snakes. And it was always, of course, she'd come into the house or on the patio when everyone had just left the house, and so it was only just me. So I had a dream last night that she brought a snake, and it was in my bedroom, a little baby black garter snake. And I'm still like, I understand it's harmless. I understand it can't hurt me. Don't care. But it was interesting because I started immediately in my dream to be like, okay, what does this mean? And because snakes can mean a lot of things, and people go immediately to, and I grabbed the animal book, the animal spirit book, because people go immediately to, you know, the Adam and Eve story and how snakes were, you know, liars and cheaters and all this. And I got to tell you, that's not what snakes mean. So I wanted to share this because I felt immediately like, oh, is there going to be duplicity? Is there somebody that's going to try and cheat me? And then I heard in my head, I'm like, no, that's not what's going on. So they really are about change, though. So it says, and I thought this was so interesting, and I knew I was called to share it with you because it says, you are about to go through some significant personal changes, intense and dramatic, that your old self will metaphorically die as a new self emerges. You're going to feel a surge of energy that will sharpen your senses and alert your mental faculties and open up to new channels of awareness. You're about to resolve a long-standing issue, one that has required a great deal of your attention, by seeing things in a new light. This would be a good time for you. It says it's a good time to start doing tantric or kundalini yoga, but I think that might be a big ask if you're not already familiar with that. But it says you'll also experience a dramatic and unexpected physical or emotional healing very soon, coming from an unexpected source. And so the reason that I wanted to share this is because I was very aware that this wasn't a snake about me, it was a snake about we, okay? Because it was so much about what we have been talking about and what we're going to talk about today with the Saturn retrograde. Also because Susie, my black and white cat, one of my black and white cats, she's very much the neighborhood cat. I mean, she is my cat. She lives here. She's my cat. She sleeps in my bed. She is our cat. She comes in at night. This is her home. But Susie's also like the mayor of my neighborhood. So everyone in my neighborhood knows Susie. And so I understood that when she was bringing something to me and she plopped it in my bedroom, it wasn't about me. It was about we, because she is very much a collective kind of a cat, which is interesting. So I love the fact that I had this dream literally last night, because it is so much about what we've been talking about. And so what I do want you to understand is that the changes that are coming are good. The changes that are coming are good. Even when the change is hard, it has goodness in it. Okay, and so this is this time of realignment, and also with this healing that's going on, keeping in mind that we are raising vibrations. The things that you who are here with me today are aware of now in your consciousness, in the collective consciousness, are at a higher vibrational level than you were personally aware of a year ago. Okay, so the last time we came around to the full moon in, where are we, Gemini? I don't remember. In summer, okay, the last time we came into summer solstice or any of those things, you were different, and your vibration may have been here, but you are more aware. You have learned things, and you have raised your vibration. You wouldn't be here otherwise. And so you are now vibrating at a higher level, which means your awareness is more. If you walked outside your house right now, and you looked at a flash picture of like what's out in front of your house right now, you would be aware of more things than you were last year, because your awareness has been heightened, because you have evolved. You have grown from this position of where you were last year. You are not the same. And so when retrograde comes in and something like the snake comes in, it's all about offering you the reminder that you are on the right track. You have been moving forward, because so often we forget to like look back and go, I love this thing on Facebook where it shows you your memories. Look back at what happened last year. Look at the good stuff. Okay, don't look at the politics or whatever. Just who were you last year, and are you the same person? Maybe you're the same physical size, or maybe you lost some weight or gained some weight. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the things that were important to you, the things that you were doing. Are you in the same job, in the same house, in the same, is this everything the same with your kids? Did you, things shift. And we take the time to acknowledge that, because Saturn comes in to say, okay, you are not the same. We need to move you up to the next level. You're ready for the higher evolution. You're ready. You're vibrating at a higher level. Let's take that out for a ride and see what you can manifest. And that's where Spirit and the Saturn retrograde is pushing us, especially now in this full moon lineup. So be open to the weirdness. If you're looking for a new job, because Saturn is about that alignment of work life and life purpose, getting your occupational energy aligned with what your intentions are for your life. If something, look at the qualifications. Don't look at the title of the company. Okay, people want to look, I want to work for something glamorous. Okay, whatever. Allow yourself to be put into a different situation, because you may find yourself in a job that is fantastic for you, but it is totally not what you thought it was going to be. Do you have the ability to learn and grow in that position? Do you have the basic qualifications? And you know what? If you do an interview and you don't get it, who cares? Because you'll have more experience. And and if you're in a place where you work for yourself, give yourself that opportunity to either grow and move up to another level, or take off a hat and say, I'm happy where I'm at, and I want to be able to do something else, to add something else in. That was a huge shift for me, because most of y'all know I'm still a director with Mary Kay Cosmetics, that I took that hat off so that I could step back. I didn't take the director's hat off, but I took off part of that so that I could step back in order to step up over here. So if you do work for yourself, to be able to look at your situation and say, well, where do I want to go with this? Or do I want to go in a different direction and still stay, keep my car parked in this parking lot? This is the time to take stock of those things. And this is what Saturn is trying to get us to feel, right? We feel that we're grounded into the opportunities that are in front of us, but is this in alignment with the heart? And so if something is if you feel like I said, that you're being pushed or shoved in a different direction, take a few minutes later today, while we're still in this full moon energy. We have another 48 hours after today. The full moon, I think, in the East Coast today was somewhere around like 1 o'clock or something like that. Allow yourself some time to really sit and say, okay, am I where I want to be? Am I going in the direction I want to go in? Am I doing what I want to do? Does it still fill my heart? Does it still fill my heart? And is this giving me the platform or the ability to make the impact that I want? And I say it that way because some people want to make a big impact and other people want to make a small impact. And there's no wrong answer there. But we're all here to make a difference, whether it's in our house, in our neighborhood, in our city, in our nation, in the world. There's no wrong answer. But there is something that your soul came here to activate, to experience, to share, to do, to be. Allow yourself some time to really feel into, am I going in the direction that I want to go in? And if I'm not, Saturn retrograde is the perfect time to say, okay, well, what do you got? What do you all see that is more in alignment with my soul? Because sometimes it's really important for us to stop and ask the question. It's always important for us to stop and ask the question. It's just sometimes we forget. And as we've spoken about a billion times before this, whatever you get, trust it. Even if it suddenly has you doing something that maybe seems incongruous. Now, if it seems like it's going to be something harmful or, does not align with your values, something like that, like I wouldn't find myself working in a fast food restaurant because it doesn't align with my values for food and nutrition and things like that. But allow yourself to open to other possibilities. I think that sometimes we stay in the place that we've been planted, and we don't realize we have the ability to sow seeds and plant ourselves in other places. I teach my kids who are in their early 20s, I teach my kids never to be trapped by a job or a mortgage, because there's always a workaround. And I say that from lots of experience, that if you're in a job that's eating you up inside, or you're eating, in a job that you come home and you're exhausted and you just are cross with everybody and you're grumpy, or you're drinking, or you're taking antacids, or just having so much stress that you just barely can calm down by Sunday afternoon only to start again on Monday, it may be time to look for something else. And I know I'm on about employment today, but this is Saturn retrograde is really in that house. But it's allowing yourself the space to say, yeah, I need a paycheck, and I get that, but to allow yourself to see other possibilities, that you don't have to stay where you are just because you have a bill to pay or a mortgage to pay. And I know there's a whole lot going on with rents and all that kind of stuff, and so only you can know the best decisions for yourself, but to be able to know that you don't have to stay stuck in a place that's not serving your highest and best good, and that this is the time to take stock of that and to ask Saturn retrograde to help you. And right now, within the full moon energy, because the energy is so high, that is the opportunity to ask and reassess and see what else is possible, if that is the situation for you. And if it's not, and you're in a great work-life balance space, then yay, because you're lucky, and that's awesome. But allow that yourself to have that opportunity to really sit in that and see how it feels, because it's intense right now because it's full moon and it's Saturn retrograde. And when we get past the full moon in another 2 days, it's not going to feel like this, and it's going to be harder for us to connect into our soul in that way. And so while we're tied in right now, this is a great time to sit. Okay, I don't want to take your time with me, but I really strongly encourage you that if this is resonating for you, and you're feeling like it's time for change, and you've been asking for change, allow the universe to help you make those shifts, because this is the time to touch base with that. Okay. Whew. All right, some water for me. All right, lots of new names and names of old friends. Yay! So happy to have you all here with us. So if you're new, thank you so much for spending a few minutes. Brian, I see you. So happy to see your name pop up. If you are new, we do the collective, we do the channel information from Spirit, which is what we just had, all the stuff that they put in my mouth that they want you to know, and then we move to a collective card reading for the group, for the community, for our greater good, for all who would participate or choose to participate. Katya, I'm so glad. And then we're going to do the collective card reading for the group, and then we're going to do some individual card readings. So if you are first time that you are here, I'm so glad that you have joined us, but hold off on putting in, I would want to pull me a card, hold on for that, because what happens is it pushes the comments where I can't see them, and then I can't get back to see. So I promise when we get to the part where it's time for readings for you, it's okay. It's nice to see you anyway, Brian. When it gets to the part where it's time for cards for you, I'm going to say, okay, now, and then you can put in the comments that says, me, I want a card. And we really try and get to everybody, and I really do try to do first come, first serve. So don't put it now, because you'll mess up all the comments, and I won't be able to see it. Because Katya says she's feeling the energy deeply, and everything makes sense. I'm so glad. So, all right, I'm going to start with the animal spirit card today, because I really felt like we needed to talk about the animals today with this whole snake dream. So the animal spirit card that we have is... Okay, I love the cards. These are just amazing things you just can't make up. So this is the cheetah card. It says, get clear on your intention. Hello, Saturn retrograde. Stay focused and move quickly to achieve your goal. I love this. So this is so much about getting clear on that intention and allowing that the universe is going to help you to move forward to the goal, and to stay focused, because a lot of times we're like, okay, this is what I want, this is my intention. Oh look, squirrels, you know. And so hold the focus, right? Hold that focus so that you can really hear what the universe is trying to say to you, because so often we ask the universe for help, and then we don't stick around to listen to the answers. You know, some of us, a lot of people have friends like that. They'll say, hey, what's going on with you? Da, da, da. Oh, no, well, let me tell you all about me, da, 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 da. And you're like, oh okay. You know. So they ask you a question, but then they don't stick around to listen for the answer. Let's not be like that to the universe, because the universe, it's not like we hurt the universe's feelings, but the universe will take that as a sign that we're not ready for what the universe is trying to bless us with. And they'll be like, oh, all right, well, we'll just put that back on the shelf until she's ready. He's ready. They're ready. Okay, so when you ask the universe for questions, so this is where the stay focused part comes in. Okay, ask, be very clear about your intention, and that takes, you got to sit with that so that you can get that and really listen to the truth of your heart. And then once you've set that intention, keep the focus, keep your eye on the ball, so that the universe can work in harmony with you, and you're not inadvertently working at odds with each other. Because so many times people say, well, this happened and this happened, and I'm like, those were the signs of the universe was trying to point you in that direction. And people say, what? I'm like, we miss the signs so often because we get stuck in our own head, you know, or we lose our focus and we go all over the place. Keep the focus. And so that's what the cheetah card is talking about. Know your intention. Know what it is, especially for your employment. Set your intention. What is it you're trying to create, manifest? What kind of a job? What kind of a life? What is it that you want? And it isn't about finding the ideal job. It's finding the job that allows you to have the ideal life. Okay? It isn't about finding the perfect job. It's about finding the job that aligns with your intentions for your life. Okay? All right. Let me move on from that. So we've got our Wisdom of the Oracle card deck from Colette Baron Reed today, and that was Stephen Farmer's Messages from Your Spirit Guides in the Animal Spirit Guides. Okay, so we have, the Michelles are all in the house. Okay, so we have, hey Gina, hold on, because we're going to do the collective reading, and then we'll come back and we'll do all the cards, but I know you're there. Okay, so we're going to start. So we start with the card. It is a change in the wind. A change in the wind. So I think, duh, is what I want to say about that. Now, this is card number 12. So 1 and 2 is 3, which tells us that we're still at the beginning of a journey. We're still at the start of a journey. And I love that you can see that, you know, we're on the zebra. This is not a donkey. This is a zebra. Zebras understand that not everything is black and white. Zebras understand how to stand out and also to blend in. And the zebra is carrying all the things with him because he knows he's ready for a change. So if you're not ready and you feel into this and be like, I feel all this, do I want to make a change? And you're not ready, acknowledge that, okay? Own that. It is okay. If you're like, this is not the time for me, you're the only one who knows the answer to that, okay? So if it's not time for you to make a move, that's okay. But zebras, I think, is such an amazing sign when we get zebras, because they're both about blending in and standing out at the same time. They know. I just got a Kenny Rogers song in my head, The Gambler. They know when to hold them and know when to fold them, right? And so the zebra knows. The zebra knows when it's time to move forward, to come out of the shadows, to come out of the grasses. And the zebra knows when it's time to stand still, when it's time to, oh look, we're gonna ban another spammer. Ban, goodbye. Bye, spam, bam, bam. I gotta press 4 buttons, but ban, bye. See you, bye. Okay. All right. So zebras know when it's time to move. So feel, is it time for you to step forward and be seen, or is it time for you to stay in the safer space? I feel like it's time for the stepping out. I feel like that, because you see this zebra, this is changing the wind. This is not a zebra standing in a bunch of tall grass. This is a zebra's got all his stuff on his back and he is ready to go. Okay, this is a zebra that is coming out to say it's time to go. Okay, so, and he's ready. So this is not a zebra that's still trying to hide in the grass. Hi, Karen. All right, So the next one is milk and honey. I love this. I love this. So this is card 51. It's 5 and 1 is 6. So we know, again, progression. So we had 3. Now we're in 6. We're moving in the right direction. But I love this. This is milk and honey. So milk and honey reminds us that everything is okay. Because if you remember, the Israelites came through the desert. They came to the land of milk and honey. This was the promised land that God was going to show them in the Old Testament. This is not getting all religious or anything like that, but it is a sign of good things to come. That come when you trust the path, right? You trust the path the universe is trying to show you. Look, because if you look at it, the milk and honey is at the end of the rainbow, okay? It's over here. It's not like, and this is the end of the rainbow. Oops, backwards. This is the end of the rainbow. So the milk and honey is here at the end of the rainbow. The milk and the honey was the promise made to the Israelites if they followed God through the desert and they went where he told them to go, okay? So this is about trusting the universe. Now, I understand God. In my Jewish brain comes out he, but in my personal brain it is God as a non-binary, non-gender specific being. So in the universe is telling us we are going, if you trust us, to take you, to show you the way, to show you. The rainbow comes to show us the way to the land of promise, right? So you are on the right track. So feel into how you're feeling. You're packed and ready to go. You've got your zebra and you're ready to step out of the shadows. It's time to step up and be seen that you're going to be led in the right place. But remember, we want to be open to the signs, right? Because how often do we open and we step out and we're like, I'm not going to see signs. Nope. Okay, so remember that if you're not ready, you'll miss those signs. So, and if you think it's a sign and then you turn around and go, no, that's not a sign. It was a sign. Anytime that we think, oh, it's a sign, nah, it's not a sign, because it's ego that says, nah. It's your heart, your imagination, your soul, your higher mind, all those things that are more tuned in than ego that says, yes, that's a sign, because this is why I'm having that thought in my head, because I see this thing and I recognize it as a sign. And ego goes, now hold it, wait a minute. Okay, so we got to step out from ego. We got to step out from that and go, well, what if it is in my imagination? Who cares? Because imagination is how my soul speaks to me. Okay, imagination is the start of communication with the universe. This is the thing that they are using to get your attention, because it's something that they can manipulate. They can get in your head and allow you to see beyond what is right in front of you. The imagination is all about seeing the possibilities, seeing what's beyond. And so, of course, the guides and the angels and the loved ones and the people, all that spirit of the universe that wants to show us what's beyond, of course they're going to start with our imagination when we're first learning that language of communication, because it's something we innately know, and it's something that they can use to show us something more. Right? It's not black and white. And so if you are out there and you see a sign and you're like, oh, it's not a sign, shh. Because I promise you it is. I promise you it is. The universe doesn't waste a thought. Spirit doesn't waste a thought. If you're hearing it, they meant you to hear it. I promise you. I can't make this stuff up. I love it. So this is the yang. This is the trust. I mean, look how we are being held in the universe, in the grasps of the divine, with the light and the love and the gold and the sun and all the different imageries you want to give for this beautiful golden ball of love and light. That we are being lifted and held in this perfect blue sky, that it is the best symbol I could have pulled for trust. And this is the yang. So we have this nurturing, right? We have the balance of the universe, the yin and the yang. But this is so much about we are being supported. We are being nurtured. We are being led in the right direction. And the card on this, the card number, is 1. Time to start. Time to start. All right, we're going to pull one more card. I'm absolutely loving the cards today. Honestly, sometimes the cards make me want to cry. Because this card is co-create. I cannot make this stuff up. It is co-create. It is 40. So we had 3, we had 9, we had 1, we had 4. It's right in there. So we have 3, but we threw 3, and then 6, and 4 is right in the middle, and 1 reminds us it's time to go now. And this is the card of co-creation. This is all about exactly trusting the universe, that the universe is literally holding us in their hands so that we can co-create with them to follow their guidance to the land of milk and honey, where we can have the gold at the end of the rainbow to create the life that we want in our work-life balance, because we are ready. The time is now to step out from the shadows, to step out from the tall grasses and be seen like the bold, beautiful zebra. He can hide or he can be seen from miles away. It is time to be seen. He's packed and ready to go. And the cheetah reminds us that it is important to set the intention, because you can't go if you don't know where you're headed. My dad has been working with his new fancy car that has GPS like built in or whatever, and he literally can't find his way to anywhere anymore if it doesn't have the GPS in the car. Like, he doesn't remember how to get to my house because, you know, he's getting older, but it's in the GPS. It's in the car. The car knows how to get to my house. We have to know where we're going. We have to put it in the GPS before we put the car in gear. If you don't know where you're going, you're just driving around. Set the intention, trust the universe, keep the focus. This was a beautiful reading. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Oh my goodness, they are so like, I feel very, I don't know about you all, but I feel very like buzzy and energized right now from all that. Okay, ready? Are you ready? We're going to start with Gina on Instagram. If there's anybody else that wants a card reading, now is the time to go ahead and say me in the comments, and we will get to, we will do those. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with Gina on Instagram. Gina, higher power, trust. Trust. This is card 4. Interesting, because 4 came up a couple times. So Gina, trust. You're going in the right direction. You're being supported. I'll bring you back to that Yang card, right? So they're reminding you that you've got the higher power, the higher guidance. Trust your higher guidance. Trust the messages that you're getting, that you're receiving. Trust the direction you're being asked to move in. Just know that everything is going to be okay, and just trust. And just trust, because the higher guidance is trying to tell you that they're there, okay? And my friend Brian on Instagram says, me, I can't believe I just said me. All right, we're going to pull a card we're going to go to, we're going to do Brian, then we're going to come back over to Facebook. It's not often my friend Brian shows up. You should follow him on Instagram. He's at Brian Edwards Live. People are on Facebook are now saying me. All right, we've got, for my friend Brian, we've got yin, but it was upside down. So you want to check your energy, my man. You check your energy, my friend. Make sure you're grounded in your right intentions, in the things that are right in your heart, that are your intentions and not necessarily the intentions of somebody else or what you think you're supposed to have as your intentions, so that you can stay grounded in your own core desires and intentions for this time. This is a really potent time for manifestation. Make sure you're asking for what's true for your heart and your soul, and not asking for what you think someone else thinks you should ask for. So I don't think you have ever asked me for a card reading before. Actually, we had talked about setting up a time to get together. Plus, I haven't seen your face in forever. But I think we just both got busy in COVID, and it just didn't happen. So I was so happy to have you come and join us today. All right, so Facebook. I'm going to scroll back for the cards, and we're going to start with Melissa Newton came in first, and I'm just going to roll down the comments. So if you are, we're just going to roll through the comments. And so Melissa Newton, all that glitters, all that glitters. So this is a reminder not to take things at face value, that things that look too good to be true may very well be, but it's also a reminder to look a little deeper, not to judge the book by its cover. All that glitters is 16, so that's number 7. 1 and 6 is 7, so it's, pointing you to, it's not the culmination of the journey, but it's that reassessment of wanting to, I've come through the obstacles, I've come through the hardest parts. I want to make sure that I'm going now in the direction, staying in alignment, really, of I've come through all those things, and now I want to make sure this is still where I need to go. I've gotten through the woods, and I'm coming out the other side, and I want to make sure am I still heading in the right direction. But all that glitters is a reminder that we're not judging a book by its cover. We're not taking things for granted, and to look a little deeper, that all that glitters might not be gold, and it might not be what you thought. But at the same time, if you look a little deeper, you might find something more important and more powerful than something more meaningful is the word I'm trying to get. So you are welcome, my friend Brian. Ellie. Yes, we're going to do a card for Ellie, but I'm over on Facebook, and I will come back to Instagram in a minute. So we had, that was Melissa, Patty, orphaned. Okay, orphaned. So Patty, you're not alone. Okay. This looks like we're orphaned. It looks like, but at the same time, right now where you are is you got to carry the ball yourself. Okay, you got to put on your big girl panties. You got to carry the ball over the finish line yourself. The people who you thought were going to be supportive of you, or going to help you in wherever you're going, are not showing up the way you thought, and that is okay, because it feels like you're alone, but you're not. Okay, and remember everything that we said up until this moment, which is all about how the universe has got your back. Okay, and this is sometimes where we have to just, oh, there's my Toby. Sometimes where we have to, really, we have to be the ones to carry the ball. And so right now, this is you are carrying the ball. You are not alone, but it is on you right now. So you're going to make your own decisions. You're going to go where you feel. And again, Saturn is telling us to get in alignment with what is true in our heart and what is, what are we putting out into the universe? Like, we want to stay in that alignment. And so this is telling you that you've got to do this yourself. Okay, you are not alone. The universe totally has your back, but at the same time, the people around you are not going to be there the way you think that they are, and that is okay, because it's going to give you the opportunity to have clarity of thought that is not tampered or polluted by someone else's opinions. Okay, you got this. You got this. Okay, we're going to move on to Michelle Krantz. We have lots of Michelles, so I want to make sure to be particular about which Michelle. So Michelle Krantz, we've got Unfinished Symphony. This is card number 10, my friend. Whatever it is, you're not done. But I love this because this is such a joy-filled card. You feel like it's the end of a chapter, it's not quite done. You know how when you watch a movie and then the credits roll and then there's that secret part at the end of the movie that's like if you stay through all the credits, you get to see the secret ending? So you have a secret ending, Michelle. There's something more that's coming to you. The chapter is not finished, but it's a blessing. Like the thing that's coming, sorry, my brow's being really annoying. The thing that's coming is going to be like, sorry, dogs scare me. The thing that's coming is going to be a gift. It's going to be something wonderful, just to allow that to continue to unfold. You've been going in the right direction. You've been doing what you're supposed to be doing, but it's the time for you to you think maybe you're done, but I'm telling you, you're not. There's that secret ending that's coming your way. That's something good, and there's something fun about it. There's something joy-filled about it. There's something also like, there's a little silliness in it. So I want to really encourage you to embrace the silliness on that. I'm not sure exactly how else to explain it, but embrace the silliness. All right, Janet. We've got Serendipity. So Janet, this is card 18. So 1 and 8 is 9. Again, kind of representing the culmination of a journey. But Janet, I'm going to tell you, serendipity reminds us that there are no coincidences, that there are only the signs that we are not seeing. So we look at something and we're like, oh, that's a coincidence. No, it isn't! It's a sign from the universe. It's a sign from spirit, guides, loved ones. They're all trying to get your attention. So it is about paying attention and allowing those things to unfold, allowing that higher guidance to come in. Those serendipities this is what serendipity is in the universe. Look over there. We're trying to get your attention. Okay, it's a coincidence? Really? Oh, look over there. So this is the universe is doing, is literally trying to take your head and turn it in one direction or another. So allow for those things to unfold. Don't dismiss. Don't dismiss. All right, Angela Rose. Okay, Angela Rose, and then we're going to go back over to Instagram. We're going to do my friend Ellie, and we'll come back over to Facebook in a second. So Angela Rose. All right, and if you've already put in, please can I have a card? Please don't put it in again because it just confuses me. And I'm just going to scroll through the comments and we just go in order, okay? Angela Rose, the fates. So again, this is really about trusting the universe and letting them know. This whole day has been so much about trusting the universe, but this is telling you that they're trying to talk to you, they're trying to guide you, they're trying to show you. Look, it's this beautiful hug that you have. They're with you. They're trying to guide you. They're trying to show you. Turn your head, don't miss it, look over here. Okay, so don't miss out on this, because the fates are really trying to let you know that the things that are happening around you are not by accident. They're not this is not coincidence, and it's not, you're not imagining it, and it's not yeah, I'm listening. They're not, and they're connected. Thank you. They're not, I keep hearing in my head, they're not standalone events. Things are more connected than you are understanding. So you want to take a look at, maybe you can take a step back and look at some of the stuff that's been unfolding recently and see how there are things that are connected, because what I'm understanding is that things are more connected than you have been understanding. So take a look at some of the, maybe some of the bumps and the twists and the gifts that have been going on in the last maybe 90 days, because it feels like they're more connected than maybe you're understanding. So hopefully that helps you. All right, Marianne Jackson, you're going to be next. We're going to do Ellen, my friend Ellen on Instagram. We're going to come back to Marianne Jackson. Okay, so Ellen, oh my gosh, I love this card because it literally just jumped out of the deck for my friend Ellen, who is an amazing yoga instructor. And so here's this card, Flexible, doing amazing yoga feats. And so for my friend Ellie, I was so nice to see your face too, my friend, or to see your name pop up. This is the reminder that things are not going to go the way we imagine or the way that we think, and that it's okay. Okay, so when we look at, we have this thing in our mind, we're like, this is how I want it to go, this is what I want to manifest, this is what I want it to look like, and we put it in this box, and the universe goes, yeah, but, and we forget to say, you know, or something better, right? We talked about that, I think, last week, or something better, to be able to say, the universe has something better for us. And sometimes we look at it and go, but no, but I want this. I want this, but the universe is trying to give us this. Like, what is that T-Mobile commercial? Like, if you get T-Mobile, it's like getting this, but you get this. But that's the universe. The universe says, but okay, I hear you that you want this, but we would like to give you something better. And that you may have to make a few left turns more than you thought to get there, but trust us, we're taking you in the right direction. It's not a wild goose chase. So just be flexible, just stay in that openness, and let go of some preconceived ideas of what you think it should look like or the direction it should go in. We really try and take out should from when we talk about the universe, because should is ours, is ego, it's human. We say, I should do this or I should do that, and the universe is like, but we've got something better for you to do. Okay, so allow for that expansion of the mind, and that expansion for the universe to step in a different way. Okay. All right, so we're going to come back over to Miss Marianne Jackson. And Marianne Jackson, we've got building blocks. So whatever you are going through, and this is 28, which 2 and 8 is 10, so culmination of a journey. So whatever you've been going through is building on the next thing. You are being prepared for the next thing. And we've talked about this before, that we can't go forward unless we deal with the stuff. Like we talked about this with the slinky, right? We dealt with this before. We came around this. It's like, why are things coming full circle? That's a big part of the Saturn retrograde, that we're dealing with the same thing again, but we're dealing with it up here at a higher level, a higher vibration, a higher perspective. And so this is, they're talking to you about the things you've been through, the things that sound familiar, like I've been here before, why am I doing this again? That you're coming from a higher perspective, and that everything that you're going through and that you've been through is the building blocks to take you to a better future. So just trust that. This is the end of a chapter for you, but it is about everything that you have had is going to take you, is the tools that you need to go forward. So you're going to be very well equipped as you go forward. I hope that is helpful for you. Okay, so we've got Karen Fisher. Hello. Karen Fisher says, me. All right, so Karen Fisher. Okay, Karen Fisher, we've got new life. and this is card 39. So 9, 10, 11, 12. So, and 2 is 3. So this is 3 cards. So it is new journey. But 3 card is often about angels being with us and guides being with us and having that support from the universe. But look at this. Look how happy she is. Look at the light emanating from her. Look at the joy. She's up on a pedestal. This is such a blessing. There's new things that are coming. It's just so much excitement and so much joy. I'm not sure if there's like an empty nest thing going on, if there's a kid going to college or something like that, but there's some kind of freedom that is coming your way. It's like doors are opening, and as you can see, the light is just going woo for you. And so the me energy that you put into your comment is really what's being reflected into the card. The universe is going, yes, you. This is the time. This is your time. Your time is right now, and that you have so much love and support that's around you, because all these doors are opening. It feels like restrictions are coming off of you. Things, maybe you had kids at home and maybe now you don't, or there's something else that's like doors are opening and like just huge opportunities to go in lots of different directions, and there's lots of open space in front of you to create what you want the next steps to look like. So choose wisely. All right, Melissa Newton, me. Melissa Newton, okay. Melissa. Did we get Melissa already? Melissa, did we go through already? No. Yes, we did. Okay, so Melissa Newton, we already, so I'm feeling like that's, okay, and Belinda, did we do Belinda? We did Belinda. We did not do Belinda. Okay, we did not do Belinda. Okay, so this is where I get a little confused. Okay, so Belinda, me. Okay, awesome. And Melissa Newton, we did, okay. Lots of comments from Melissa. Okay, so now I see this is where I get a little confused. All right, so Melissa Newton. Wait, see, and then I can't scroll back any further. Okay, so where are we? We did Patty. All right, Belinda. All right, we've got Belinda. Okay, got it. All right, so this is why I ask, because once I scroll down, like I can't scroll back up. So I lose out on seeing the things that happened to be before. All right, so Belinda Jones, Belinda, clean it up. So Belinda, there's some stuff that you are sweeping under the rug. There's some stuff that you've not been dealing with, stuff that you've been just like procrastinating about. This is definitely the time to address all of that, especially as we are like in that retrograde period. Saturn's going to bring it up. It's going to churn it up for you and be like, hey, this is where you're not in alignment. This is your intention and your job and your family and your work-life balance, and it's not in alignment, and we're going to show that to you. So this is really, this time to clean it up is really to look at those things that you've been procrastinating about, the things that you've been kind of pretending don't exist. You know, if there's an issue with a friend that maybe needs to be resolved because nobody wants to talk about the elephant in the room, this is the time to talk about that. You can approach these situations with love. It doesn't have to be a challenge, doesn't have to be, you know, well, you did, no, we don't have to come from that place, but to come from a place of love, of, you know, how can we resolve whatever that situation is. But I definitely feel like there's been some stuff that you've been avoiding and some they're talking about, this is the time for you to stop doing that and to really face the things that you've been trying to not pay attention to. If the thing has been sitting on your dining table for all this time and you still haven't dealt with it, it's time to deal with it now, okay? And that's just, I'm saying that from, I know it's on my tiny table, but just as a reminder that this is what the cards are telling us, that it's time for you to engage in whatever that is. So no more procrastination, okay? All right, so Belinda, we did Melissa, and you are welcome. We're going to have my friend Michelle Williams. All right, and we did just Belinda, so we're going to do my friend Michelle Williams, and then we'll do Georgette. So Michelle, here and now, my friend. So this is, there's definitely some new avenues that are opening up for you, but this is a reminder for you to stay present in the moment. So there's definitely new doors, new, and I love that she's on top of the egg. So it's like what I have in my mind is this image of the elevator that went up, because as you see, there's not a ladder. She went in the door and she came out the roof. Okay, so she went up a level. So she's, you know, climbing, she's rising, she's ascending, she's vibrating higher. That there's new opportunities, new levels, new adventures for you, new doors that are opening for you. At the same time, she's content. she's content. She's also sitting, she's enjoying the view. She's, is taking the time that she's made the climb. She's taking the time to relax and enjoy and bask in the glow and bask in that joy. I know where you are, at least in these next 2 weeks. So I'm telling you, get ready to bask and don't forget to take joy in the climb. Okay. So I know as we come into June 30th, I know that there's probably some significant things happening over there, and so I want to wish you all good luck with all of that. I have great faith in you, my friend. But enjoy the journey as you go, and don't forget to enjoy the view. Okay. All right, Georgette. No peace like home. No peace like home. So, Georgette, if there is, tell me about this. So, Georgette. No peace like home. So, again, I feel like there are some things that maybe need to be resolved. You're very funny, Brian. I think that there may be some things that may need to be resolved. Again, some feeling of procrastination that's in there, that you have the ability to create the peace and also to appreciate it, that we're not looking over the neighbor's fence to say, oh, the grass is greener, that we're able to have an appreciation and a celebration of family and a celebration of being together. I feel like there may have been a loss, like in the last maybe 4-5 months, and just a reminder to be together and to appreciate each other, that there is that there can be healing and that there will be peace in the home again. Okay, so just as the reminder for that it will be okay, because I feel like there may be a bit that you're walking through right now, and just to know that it will come to a place of calm, and there it will be okay. All right, so yes, Belinda, I think I did you may have to catch it on the replay, because I did. I just did Belinda's reading. Let me see, Ingrid. You are welcome. Hello, Kelly. All right, so we were going to do Ingrid, and then I'm going to have to cut it off in a minute because, oh my gosh, we're already over an hour, and I have got to do some other things. My kids are all home. Now my kids are, my son is moving, so there's going to be some fun stuff about that. Can I have a card? So Ingrid, I don't know if it's about love or not, but the cards are always steeped in love. I pulled a card that the universe says is the message that you need to have, and so right now this card is Observer. It's card 49, so 4 and 9 is 13, 1 and 3 is 4. So what's interesting is that 4 gives us this image of 4 legs of a chair, 4 legs of a table. We're being given something firm to stand on or sit on. We're being supported. It's a reminder that we are not alone, that we have support around us, and that the Observer card reminds us to step back and take stock, to take a look at what's going on. And this is really in alignment with Saturn retrograde, that this is about aligning our intentions with our actions. And so as you are looking for love, what they're talking about right now is for you to take a step back and look and to say, what do I want? What does Ingrid want? And are you resonating with that? Are you coming from, if you're looking for honesty and stability and compassion and humor and generosity, or whatever the things are that you are choosing to manifest in love, are you mirroring those? Are you putting those qualities out to the universe? Because like attracts like, and when you are putting those qualities out to the universe, that's what you're going to attract back. And so the Observer card reminds us to take stock of what we want and to look around at the buffet and say, okay, let me pull out what is important to me, and then I'm going to make sure I model that so that I can attract what I want. Okay? All right, so Janie, and then okay, and then we're going to cut it off after Janie. Okay, so Janie, am I headed in the right direction? The answer is always yes, because I don't know if you ever heard me explain about Jeremy Bearimy. Hi. So Jeremy Bearimy Ted Danson was on this show with Kristen Bell called The Good Place. I highly recommend it. It's probably on Netflix or YouTube TV or something like that. Ooh, a jumpy card for you. He talks about writing Jeremy Bearimy in cursive. Robin's here. We have missed you. So that he writes Jeremy Bearimy in cursive. And the idea is not that Jeremy Bearimy is a person, but that you loop back around when you write in cursive, but you're still going forward as you're making Jeremy Bearimy, right? But you loop backwards, but then you go forwards. So it isn't so much about are you heading in the right direction, because you can't be headed in the wrong direction, because every direction is going to help you. Every direction is going to help you move forward. So if you have looped back, there's something you needed to learn, something you needed to understand, some lesson, some piece of foundational information that's going to be a tool and a support for you as you go forward, that's going to help you stand. It's like if you were building, blocks and you put the brick and then the brick in the brick, you need to go back and get that other brick so that you can have that can take you higher, okay? So that you are having the opportunity to go back and to learn. But the thing that I pulled for you, Jamie, is the Imagine card, and I can't think of a better card to show that you are absolutely going in the right direction, because it's just all angels and light and sun rays and clouds and sunshine and lollipops. Well, there's not any really lollipops, but that wherever direction that is that you're going is obviously the right direction, because they're showing you imagine what is possible. Imagine what we can do when we work together. Imagine what this collaboration can be. And by the by, this card is 20. So 2 is absolutely the beginning of a new journey, right? You've taken that first step and you're off on the next step, and they are saying, we're here, we are with you, imagine what we can co-create together. I think that is a fantastic card to leave it with, and I want to thank you all so much for being with us today. I am so incredibly honored. I'm so grateful. We only had just a couple spammers come in. I am so incredibly honored to have so many of you with us today, and as we go through the end of the next 2 days with this full moon and the Saturn retrograde, just allow yourself to feel. And if it feels that you're being guided and pushed, the universe pushing your head one way or the other, and if it feels like you're being pushed in a direction, that just sit with that and feel, do I feel grounded? Does this feel solid? Does it feel stable? It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be pushed out of your comfort zone. That's not a reason not to trust the universe, but it's okay to step in and be like, okay, what do I feel? Where am I going? And if you're feeling like you're still standing on solid ground while the Saturn retrograde is trying to guide you in a new direction, then that's the direction. Okay. Again, if it's something that is going to be against your beliefs or your something that might be harmful to you, of course you want to use human discretion of your brain. But the universe is always going to push us in the right direction. It's when we move to a new level and we have that soul expansion and that life expansion, it's not comfortable. The expansion and being pushed out of our comfort zone is a little bit scary. But know that all the things that you learned, all the lessons on the way up as you came back around to this place, right? Because we're seeing so much of that full circle energy right now, has prepared you for this time. Has prepared you for this time. You got this. You totally, totally got this. And as I end every single time, I remind you, remember how very much you are loved. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I so value you and the community we have built here. Always invite your friends to join and share. I can't even imagine, it boggles my brain that our Facebook page is almost 1,000. Our Instagram is over 4,000. I mean, it's incredible, and I am so grateful for all of you for being part of our community. You are so very loved, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday, or join me on Thursday here at 7 o'clock for meditation. Have a great, Charlie, I'm sorry, we were just finishing, I'm so sorry. But definitely tune in with us for next Monday, and I look forward to having you all back up with us next week. Mwah!